Good morning, all. In today's session, we will cover topics like voltage reflection coefficient, and similarly, we have a current reflection coefficient, and then VSWR, that is voltage standing wave ratio. Okay, let's see what it is. So, voltage reflection coefficient, what it means is a generalized voltage reflection coefficient is defined as the ratio of reflected voltage. So you know that in the wave equation, we have the incident voltage as well as reflected voltage. That was the final wave equation that we got, and then we found out the solution to that, right? So solution to that, it has the reflected wave as well as a incident wave. That is, one is along the plus Z direction and the other is along the minus Z direction. So what is voltage reflection coefficient? It is the ratio of reflected voltage to incident voltage at a distance x from the receiving end. So if this is the receiving end, so we consider this as the receiving side, and if this is the sending side, so at a distance x from the receiving end. So here we are taking it for derivation, we have taken x is equal to minus d, that is from the receiving end d distance. That's why they took it as minus d. So that we will come to that. So generalized reflection coefficient is defined as ratio of reflected voltage to incident voltage at a distance x from the receiving end. So you know that from where this incident and reflected wave, from where it came from the wave equation. So that story we already have seen, lecture number 44 and 45 and 46. You must watch before coming to this. So all this has been already been covered. So a reflection coefficient is denoted by gamma x. So this is called as gamma. So we denote that by a letter gamma. So the letter gamma might be familiar for you, and x is actually the distance. So gamma x is equal to V minus e raised to gamma x. That is reflected voltage. That is the ratio of reflected voltage. So this is the reflected voltage divided by V plus into e raised to minus gamma z. Z or x. So here we are considering this distance as x. So it is along the x direction. So from the receiving end at a distance x is equal to minus d, we are going to analyze it. So at a distance d from the receiving end, x is equal to minus d. Then we can write gamma d is equal to V minus into e raised to minus gamma d divided by V plus into e raised to gamma d. Since x is equal to minus d, so from this equation we can put x is equal to minus d. So this also become minus d. So this will become plus e raised to gamma d, and then we can take that e raised to gamma d to upper side to the numerator, then which makes it v minus into e raised to minus 2 gamma d. So at the receiving end, we can say that at the load end, that is at here the distance d will be equal to 0, right? At the receiving end, d will be equal to 0. So then we can write gamma r, that is voltage reflection coefficient at the receiving end. What it will be? V minus by V plus into e raised to 0. That is, so e raised to 0, that is, since distance is equal to 0, it will be, so e raised to 0, you know, it is equal to 1. That is V minus by V plus. So this is what we called as voltage reflection coefficient. We have seen that what is a voltage reflection coefficient. So from the wave equation, we have analyzed that. Yeah, one more thing, it will be V plus. This V plus will come here, right? So V minus divided by V plus into e raised to minus 2 gamma d. What is that case? When x is equal to d at a particular distance, x is equal to minus d from the receiving end. Then what will happen at the receiving end? At the receiving end, the distance is equal to 0, which makes it V minus divided by V plus, which is the voltage reflection coefficient. So we have reached up to here. Then we can say that the ratio of minimum voltage to the maximum voltage. So we are talking about that ratio, right? It is a measure of the impedance mismatch. So how much amount of power, so the amount of power being transferred depends upon the impedance of the line. So we are talking about transmission line. So a power is being transmitted from the sending end. So sending end, whatever it be, maybe from a substation or something. So from the sending end to the receiving side. So it is a load side. So whatever load we are using, any kind of motor or whatever we are using. So from the sending end to receiving end, the amount of power transfer depends upon the impedance mismatch, which is actually the ratio of this reflected wave to the incident wave. So now this introduces you to a new term, that is voltage standing wave ratio, or simply standing wave ratio, VSWR or SWR. So what does that say? It indicates how well a load is matched to the transmission line, whether it is perfectly matched or whether it is mismatched. Like if we have a reflected waves like that. So SWR indicates how well a load is matched to the transmission line, and it is an easily measurable quantity. So voltage standing wave ratio S is defined as S is equal to V max divided by V minimum. So we know that from the wave equation. So we will see what is this V max divided by V minimum. We are going to see in detail by considering the wave equation. So from the wave equation, we have V is equal to V plus into e raised to minus gamma Z plus V minus into e raised to gamma Z. So this wave equation we have derived in the very first class. Then by considering the characteristic impedance. So last class we have seen what is characteristic impedance and its significance. So we can write I is equal to V plus divided by Z naught into e raised to minus gamma Z minus V minus divided by Z naught into e raised to gamma Z. Then if we consider a loss, because mostly we consider a lossless transmission line. So if a transmission line is a lossless one, so you know the properties for a lossless transmission line, that is R is equal to 0, G is equal to 0, then alpha is equal to 0, beta is equal to omega and root L. So this we have already seen in the second and third classes, third lectures. So lecture number 44, 45 and 46, you should watch. Then from that we can write gamma is equal to J omega and root LC. So J omega root LC, we can write it as beta. Then the wave equation we will replace with gamma with J beta, which makes and Z is equal to L. Then it becomes like V plus into e raised to minus J beta L. Okay, then we can take this much we can take common, that is 1 plus V minus by V plus into e raised to minus 2 J beta L. So this much we are taking common means that this term we should divide here. This term should come in the denominator also. That's how this 2 came, and V minus is here. Okay. So now we need to analyze this term. So you know that e raised to minus I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. And you know that the value of cos and sine, it varies from -1 to 1. So it can be plus or minus n into 2 pi, or it can be plus or minus n into pi, by which we can say that the value of e raised to minus I theta, more precisely e raised to minus j beta L or e raised to minus 2j beta L will be equal to 1. The maximum value, we know that the maximum value is 1 and the minimum value is -1, right? For a cos or sine, the maximum value is 1. So you have studied the value ranges from 1 to -1. So maximum is 1 and minimum is -1. Then we can write standing wave ratio V max by V minimum will be V plus into 1 plus gamma L, that is the maximum value, and V plus into 1 minus gamma L, that is the minimum value. So this is the standing wave ratio. Very important. I hope you understood from how we reached from here to here. Just take the maximum minimum values of cos and sine. That's it. Which makes it 1 plus gamma L divided by 1 minus gamma L. So now, so I told you this standing wave ratio is a measure of how well it is matched, how well the transmission line is matched, right? So we'll consider two cases. First case, gamma L is equal to 0, that is the reflection coefficient is equal to 0, that is gamma L. So you know that V minus divided by V plus is gamma L, right? We have seen in the previous slide. So that makes it gamma L, that is the voltage reflection coefficient. So if voltage reflection coefficient is 0, that is there is no reflected wave, it is a perfectly matched line, and this makes it the standing wave ratio is equal to 1. And second case, if gamma L is equal to 1, you know that 1 minus 1 will be 0, and anything divided by 0 is infinity. So that what is that case? That is reflected wave is equal to incident wave. So this is a perfect mismatch. So gamma equal to 0, S is equal to 1. These are the two cases. One case when the voltage reflection coefficient is equal to 0, then the standing wave ratio will be equal to 1. And the second case when the voltage reflection coefficient is equal to 1, the standing wave ratio will be infinity. So the limit of standing wave ratio can range from 1 to infinity, right? So for maximum power transfer to the load from the line, it is desirable to have the standing wave ratio equal to 1. That is a perfectly matched line. Right? Then we can say one more thing. Average power. So we can say that how much power is being transferred. The average power that can be transmitted along the line is inversely proportional to the voltage standing wave ratio. So similarly, we can say what is a current reflection coefficient. So we have seen voltage reflection coefficient. So what is current reflection coefficient? At any point on the line is a negative of the voltage reflection coefficient. So just as much only is needed. So it will be I0 minus into e raised to gamma d divided by I0 plus into e raised to minus gamma d, which is the negative of voltage reflection coefficient. So current reflection coefficient is the negative of the voltage reflection coefficient at that point. Then we have wave equation. So one more derivation we have wave equation. So we know this is the wave equation, V0 e raised to minus gamma z plus V0 minus gamma z into e raised to gamma z. So we can write that as V plus, that is a reflected plus the incident wave, right? So this is the direction of propagation, and that wave is varying with respect to time. So we have seen that in the fourth module itself. So V plus Z comma t into V minus into Z comma t. Similarly, current also we can write I0 plus into e raised to minus gamma z plus I0 minus into e raised to gamma z. So dividing voltage with the characteristic impedance will give you the current, that is V0 by ZC into e raised to gamma z minus V0 minus by ZC into e raised to gamma z. So V plus into ZT by divided by ZC minus V minus into ZT divided by ZC. So we know that the voltage reflection coefficient is the ratio of the reflected wave to the incident wave, that is V minus divided by V plus at Z is equal to L, that is at the receiving end, that is the load end. So V minus divided by Z comma t will become L comma t divided by V plus into L comma t, that is at Z is equal to L, that is a load end. Then voltage and current can be related as at the load end, voltage is equal to load resistance, load impedance into current. So just to denote the wave propagation and that it is varying with respect to time, we have shown it as L comma t. Then we can write V plus L comma t plus V minus L comma t is equal to the same equation, that is ZL into V plus divided by ZC. So current is voltage divided by characteristic impedance minus V minus divided by ZC. From that, we can take V plus L comma t as common, which makes it 1 minus ZL by ZC is equal to minus V minus L comma T into 1 by ZC plus 1. So rearranging that and writing it as a ratio V minus divided by V plus, because that is the voltage reflection coefficient, right? So voltage reflection coefficient finally will be equal to ZL minus ZC divided by ZL plus ZC. So that equation is also very important for solving numerical problems. So I will just rewind once again what all we have seen today. So we have seen what is a voltage reflection coefficient. Then we have seen the physical meaning of that. Then we came across voltage standing wave ratio. Then we understood what is a perfectly matched line and what is a mismatched line. All these things we have seen. And then we saw what is current reflection coefficient, which is a negative of the voltage reflection coefficient. And then we realized the expression, that is gamma, or the voltage reflection coefficient, that is V minus divided by V plus, is equal to ZL minus ZC divided by ZL plus ZC, where ZL is the load impedance and ZC is the characteristic impedance.